Hi guys. So today I want to talk about transitioning, from one tech role to another tech role. So a lot of the time people talk about transitioning from non-tech roles to tech roles, and not so much about when you're transitioning from one tech role within the tech space to another tech role. So that happens too, right? People transition, from one tech role to another tech role. Let's say, for instance, someone decides, a web designer decides they want to become a web developer. Now that's two different, roles you get that require some upskilling, and then the person can, become a web developer. So that happens. People transition from one tech role to another tech role. So the tech space is one that is, ever evolving. People, there's a lot of, innovations, new innovations and changes happening within the tech space, new technologies, new methodologies, new frameworks for doing stuff. So people want to, people are seeking for more rewarding opportunities, more rewarding roles, or people are seeking for an opportunity to grow, rather than get stuck in one role. You're thinking, oh, if I transition into this other role, it gives me an opportunity to earn better, to have a much better, opportunity to impact, or to have a much better opportunity to create solutions rather than just remain, stuck where they are. So a lot of transitioning happened within the tech space. Personally, I've always been in the tech, within the tech space, right? I got my first degree in computing, and most of it we did a lot of, in computing, there's software development, there's networking, there's I think we did something on professional issues. That's kind of a little bit of law as to the use of tech, development of tech. And then we did databases. I fell in love with the software development aspect of computing, and to be honest, I felt, it clicked for me. I felt like this was it. This is what I wanted to do. I wanted to create solutions, see a problem, write a solution for it, and go on to build that solution. That was how it was for me then. I think that was 2010. Yeah. So yes, and I came out of school in 2014, and I had my first interview and realized that, I just learned, this particular language and this particular framework, or these frameworks, and I wasn't even aware that there were newer frameworks in town. There are frameworks. There are frameworks that are now the in thing. That when you go for an interview, that's what employers are asking you for. And I was asked, did you know this framework? And I was like, no, but I know this one. And it got me thinking. I got to realize, coming out of school, that for you to be a software developer, you have to be ready to upskill a great deal. You have to be ready to go and learn new technologies, new frameworks, new methodologies to be able to stay relevant in the field or in the space. And I didn't feel like it was something that I wanted to do anymore, because that's a lot of work. You have to some of us, learning gets really exhausting sometimes. Or maybe I was young, maybe I really didn't think it through. Maybe I should have upskilled, and by now I would have been. But it got me thinking, and I felt like I wanted to still create technology solutions, but do it in another role or another way. So I went for my master's in information science. Now, information science is a very broad, space. Is very broad. Information science is made up of computer science, I think communication, physiology, data science. I think a lot more than I can remember, but it is quite broad, informatics and all of that. And I loved it. I think in the process of getting my degree in information science, I learned about digital health technologies, and I fell in love again. No, I knew about digital health technologies because I worked for a software company that was into digital health technologies, but I was working as a training coordinator, so I didn't really get involved. I didn't really go deep into what they were really into, but I got more understanding, a better perspective in digital health technologies, and I felt like, oh, this is the end, this is it for me. And I did a research, studied the use of digital health technologies in Nigeria by pregnant women, the use, their perceptions, and how it affects, use, adoption, and all of that. And it gave me, a wonderful perspective. I came out of that and started working for a digital health, solutions company. What we did was to create digital health solutions and then to offer it to hospitals, to healthcare providers in general, so that they can digitalize their hospital processes or their facility processes in a bid to improve service delivery, like a great deal. So my role when I joined the company, I was an implementation specialist. What I did was to go to hospitals, assess their needs, create a plan for change management, support onboarding, user training, user education, and then gather feedback, from the users. So that feedback helps us to improve on the solution, right? And I loved it. I feel like, okay, I loved it. Still tech, beautiful. I'm working with a solution that, does what, although I'm not creating a solution at this time, but I loved it. And then I've always known about product management, but not in detail what product management really entailed. So I saw an advert by entry level for product management introductory internship program, and I joined it. I just did that just for the fun of it. That was in 2022. I did a training without although I was hoping that if I could get an opportunity to be a product manager, it would be nice. And somehow out of the blues, my employer called me and said, we don't have a product manager anymore, and we feel like you have, expert understanding or knowledge of this product. So maybe if you are willing to step into the position of product manager. And I was like, wow, God works in mysterious ways, guys. So imagine, I never told him about, doing a training in product management, but somehow, I got asked to fill in the shoes of a product manager. So this is me having just, a training, basic level training, and I'm going to fill in an actual position. So tell me, guys, it would have been hectic. It was difficult, to be honest. So even though I've been in this space for a very long time, transitioning from implementation science, let's say, from being a change manager to becoming a product manager was a big change for me. So I had just knowledge. I didn't have it was difficult to put into work or to execute the knowledge that I had. So I got a lot of support, by the way. So it's important when you're transitioning from one role to another that you upskill and that you you communicate with people that you feel can help you, improve. So I got a lot of support, people that can support you, in that new role. Also, you want to, try your best to practice on your own. It's important to practice on your own on the side before you come to test stuff out. Talk to people, network, so that you'll be able to succeed in the new role that you are into. Talk to you soon.